Over the last 2 decades, a number of new treatments has been developed to help patients living with inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD, which include Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, to achieve and maintain remission. However, due to the chronic nature of these diseases and the persistent difficulties of disease management and monitoring, many patients are still living with suboptimally controlled disease. IBD PODCAST is a non-interventional, cross-sectional, multi-center study across 103 sites in 10 countries, which aimed to estimate the proportion of patients with Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis with suboptimal disease control in a real-world setting, as well as to describe the impact of IBD on patients' quality of life. Suboptimal disease control was largely based on the STRIDE-2 recommendations, which helped to define a treat-to-target approach in IBD, encompassing short-term targets such as symptomatic response and long-term targets such as endoscopic healing, normalization of quality of life, and absence of disability. The study revealed that a high percentage of IBD patients have suboptimally controlled disease. Several factors contributing to suboptimal disease control were identified, such as impaired quality of life, steroid overuse, significant extraintestinal manifestations, and signs of active inflammation, which represent areas of future clinical focus to improve standards of care in IBD. This unmet medical need was observed with relative consistency across countries and is a driving force behind our R&D efforts at AbbVie.
At AbbVie, our commitment to patients with immune-mediated diseases, including IBD, is more than 2 decades long. And while a lot of progress has been made, this study demonstrates the unmet need that still exists, with many patients continuing to struggle with their disease and to understand what therapies work for them. Our work is not done in R&D. We are challenging ourselves to continue to raise the standard of care with therapies that don't just address symptoms, but that can resolve and potentially cure underlying disease pathology. So just how are we going to raise the standard of care in IBD? We are deepening our understanding of disease drivers and finding new targets to help us deliver more personalized approaches. We've also identified the following 3 strategic areas of focus that will drive our collective R&D efforts. First, combinations of approved and novel advanced treatments that target different aspects of the disease is one approach we are taking. With our deep expertise in immunology and comprehensive data set, we believe we are well positioned to choose combination therapies with the greatest potential to elevate the standard of care. Recently, the first patient has been treated in our platform study evaluating the efficacy and safety of investigational combination therapies in Crohn's disease. And we plan on evaluating additional novel combinations in IBD and across immune-mediated diseases in the future. Second, novel mechanisms of action. We are investing in both our pipeline as well as in external opportunities through partnerships to develop new mechanisms of action that we hope will deliver long-term impact on the lives of patients, either as monotherapy or as combination therapy. Third, to make it personal by giving the right treatment to the right patient. We've run hundreds of clinical trials and have had access to the most comprehensive database in immunology. In partnership with our colleagues across precision medicine, discovery research, and clinical development, we look at patient profiles at a molecular and clinical level to figure out what solutions have the potential to help patients who aren't responding to current treatments. Through AbbVie's investment in biomarker approaches and the ever-evolving AI and bioinformatics landscape, we are hopeful that the probability of finding the right drug for the right patient increases. Our unrelenting drive in R&D is fueled by those who continue to suffer from chronic immune-mediated diseases. We are continuing to explore new frontiers in IBD on our mission to create an even brighter future for all.